G'day folks, Nicholas McGinnis here, fish habitat specialist, looking at one of our restored sites from about 2011. We did this site and we restored it using digger logs and deflectors, and we really had a lot of success here. This stream was predominantly bedrock bottom, bedrock substrate, so there was no spawning habitat really. And we put in about 15 digger logs every 6 channel widths, so about every 70 or so meters, and we really tightened up this channel. But what really excites me about this site is the adjacent forest is starting to mature, and there's a lot of spruce in there, and the spruce, like this white spruce right here, are kind of reaching the end of their life, and a lot of these are starting to end up in the river. And the basis for aquatic productivity is your bugs, your invertebrates, and they feed on what's known in biological terms as detritus or leaf litter. And basically it's just all of the leaf litter, the fallen dead leaves and the grasses that accumulate during the fall and end up kind of wedged down into the substrate. You can see these leaves as they get saturated or settling out to the bottom. And we have this nice big spruce, got large branches that are basically anchored into the substrate. And look at the angle on this. We try to put our digger logs in on a 30-degree angle, and that's basically what this has done. And the narrow end is upstream. And it's going to be very interesting to see how the habitat responds to this large partial blockage. And I'm thinking it's going to lead to further large woody debris fetching up on this structure. I don't think it's going to easily move. And as that happens, upstream we will see more gravel accumulate. And this river, if these natural processes continue, with a little bit of our help and management, I think you're going to see this river, it's going to become more and more connected to its historical floodplain. And there's many indications looking at LiDAR imaging that a lot of these streams, they weren't exclusively single braid channels. And a lot of people, they see a split channel in a river and they think it has to do with habitat degradation. And it really depends on a lot of factors. In most cases, a healthy ecosystem or a healthy river ecosystem has overflow channels, like we see right here. And these provide many benefits to the ecosystem, one of which they're providing habitat for juvenile fish, salmon and trout fry and parr. But they're not quite deep enough for providing cover for large fish which may act as predators such as brook trout and brown trout. So there's a benefit there, but from a hydrology perspective, these split channels or overflow channels provide a crucial role in alleviating the pressures caused by high water events. And as these channels develop and become established, beavers and large woody debris can fetch up. They can create their own type of blockages. It can backflood portions of the floodplain, creating wetlands, and also saturating the groundwater table, which is really the key to restoring cold water trout and salmon streams. If we don't replenish the groundwater table, it's not going to happen. And here's an example. You can look upstream. See all this new gravel? This is probably deposited over last winter, and it's formed on an angle. You can see that where the vegetation's growing, and that's the area in the high water flow that is I guess a velocity refuge in some terms, and that's where the substrate deposits. And all of this is holding water, and it provides a good base for shrubs to start growing, like alders and willows and all these grasses, and it all provides habitat for a host of species, not just fish. And it's these complexities that create ecosystem resilience which is, I think, perhaps the most important term in all of this, is resilience. People talk about climate change, and sure, the climate is changing, but if you look at this ecosystem, which can take 200 to 300 years to develop, it goes through a variety of different climates, some lasting decades, some lasting centuries, and all those little changes in the climate are easily overcome from an ecosystem point of view. You have a complex, resilient ecosystem. So we can talk all we want about climate change, and it is an issue, but the only way to really combat it from a conservation standpoint is to create resilient, complex, and diverse ecosystems. And here's a view looking upstream. Beautiful view, fall colors, and you can see the Overflow channel provides habitat for fish in the summer, and also allows energy to dissipate in high flow events, which, guess what, it reduces the effect of severe weather events caused by climate change. So that's the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if you found it interesting, and if you want to see more content like this, please feel free to subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, and spread the word. Thank you.